Good morning, I'm Dr. Sasi Gengia, the Program Coordinator for Catering Management in the Department of Hospitality and Tourism, Durban University of Technology. Late in 2021, our Dean, Professor Netswara, told us to think of culinary curriculum in terms of decolonization. And instead of just teaching the theory, if we could celebrate it in the form of African Food Festival. So from 2022 early, we started planning, and the first African Food Festival was conducted in the month of August in 2022. And then last year again, we conducted an African Food Festival in 2023, and now we are in 2024. So the second year catering management students learn about international cuisines. And we have realized, looking at the syllabus, that they do very little in terms of African cuisine. And so we decided that the culinary curriculum need to be decolonized in terms of the pedagogy and hegemony. And therefore, we are going to emphasize on the different diversity that you see in terms of the African continent. There are about 54 countries. And among these countries, especially in the sub-Saharan region, there are a lot of commonalities and dissimilarities. And we like to celebrate and point out how these cuisines overlap each other, at the same time maintain their own identity. So with regard to that, today we are celebrating African Food Festival. And a group of students in the catering management, there are about 92 of them, have been coordinating this program. Now this year it was actually planned for November, but we were requested to prepone it in this month of September because we are celebrating our Heritage Day. So this entire program has been put together in just 3 weeks. That is why there might be certain lapses, so you should forgive us for that. And therefore, the staff members who are involved is Mrs. Matapo, then we have Mrs. Raisa Khan, and then we have Mrs. Green, and Tobisilim Blaba is here as a part-time lecturer to assist us, and this entire program is moderated by Don Kuluse. So together we have come up with ideas and put the program together. At the same time, we have our lab assistant assisting us as a backup. So we have Jericho Kutsi, then we have Asnele Simulane, Kiara James, and Bonakele Tola, who have helped us a lot in trying to coordinate the different aspects of the program. Now, Mr. Jericho Kutsi is my right-hand man, and he has helped in every aspect of this entire food festival, from the time of requesting for food orders, distributing the ingredients, helping with the setup, and then making sure that the program takes off. So in today's program, we have Dr. Erasmus Guni, who's the head of the department.
Without wasting any time, I would like to welcome our head of department. Dr. Inguni.
Right, let's just get a feel here of the Africanism that we're talking about. Oh yeah, pig. All right, no problem. Okay. Oh yeah, pig. Person sleep. But we'll stop there. No problem.
To welcome all the guests, we have invited advisory board members. We will also have a motivational talk by our Dean, Executive Dean, Professor Fulu.
And welcome, of course. It's a very important gathering as far as I'm concerned. It's important for a number of reasons. When do we at all come together to exhibit our African food? It never happens, right? When do we come together to celebrate our heritage, our various cuisines? It really doesn't happen. Maybe at your villages, I don't know, but I don't think it does happen. And I thought it would be very good for a university with a hotel school to do something like this annually. In actual fact, my wish and vision was that we will expand this. In my own head, I was already contemplating doing this at the stadium down there, and the entire university and students would be there, and we would spend thousands and thousands cooking in big pots, and everybody would eat and drink in Pomboti and sleep in the stadium. Unfortunately, we didn't reach that milestone. But I also thought it would be very good if we can partner the city, because this kind of an event can be utilized to mobilize tourism to the city. I've never in South Africa come across a food festival. Maybe it is there, but I've never come across it. If anybody knows of one, please raise your hand. It would be great, because we have got a variety of dishes across the land. From Cape Town, with the Griqua people, all the way to Limpopo with the Venda people, all the way to the west with the Botswana people, all the way to the east with the Zulu people. We have got a variety of dishes. And my hope, my wish was that we would be able to partner with the city and put together this event on a promenade. And we would advertise it on television, we would advertise it on radio and newspapers, and we would, for one day, fill up that promenade, and I'm sure a lot of people will fly to Durban, knowing that we are going to sample food from all over the continent. We are just going to enjoy ourselves. I'm sure it can happen.
And then we also have the DVC Teaching and Learning, Prince Talu coming in, and then late last night we were informed that Councillor Lukulelo Glow is also coming to represent his worship, Mayor Sulkosa.
African child. I am an African child. African child. I am an African child. Not because I was born in Africa, but my heart beats for Africa. My motherland, the beautiful land, in her presence I have discovered the memory of our African child. I am an African child. It's Africans in me that love the forest in which I wake up in. How to love and how to be strong in hard times. It's Africans in me that make me sad when her children fight each other. I am an African child. My ears hearing no more racism reveal beyond the reigns of the past. Reveal beyond the reigns of the past. Taught to be united and to work hard. Born with our African culture and traditions. I am an African. I am an African not because I'm a black skin, but I am African because my soul is made by Africans. I am an African child.
Some make funny faces when eating. Some try out the sounds like I guess the sounds come from the excitement found in food.
In the end, we have pulled together, and I hope that the program is success. For last 2 years, we have had a very successful response in terms of guests invited, in terms of the feedback forms, the feedback that they give us when they fill up the feedback forms. Today we have decided to go bigger and better, so we also have QR code, and we have a greater number of guests, internal guests from DUT as well as guests from the advisory board. Thank you.